Hi. Today I want to talk about being a DoorDasher. I've been a DoorDasher off and on since about 2021. Uh, Started during the pandemic out of, well, I didn't have a lot of other stuff to do at the time, but because of the pandemic, I ended up getting another car. I didn't think I was going to drive again. I just didn't have any need to. But when you couldn't go into restaurants and you had to go to the drive-through, that's a bit of a problem if you don't have a car. So it seemed like the right time to get a car. And one thing led to another. A buddy told me about DoorDash, so I decided to go and try it. The first week did not go too well. I think that's going to be part of the course for anybody, but it was just trying to figure out basically the app. Like I've never done it before. So I only did like maybe 20 deliveries during my first week, and I didn't think I was going to do any more. It just wasn't for me. But a couple of months down the road, I decided to give it another whack. Since I was also doing a new driver promo, I had like maybe a week and a half to do 240 deliveries. So I decided maybe I can try it again. At that time, I realized I was probably doing it wrong, and I stopped taking all of the orders and only took the orders that I wanted. And from that point forward, it was good. And that's the first thing I would caution anybody who wants to do DoorDash is don't buy into all the hype that you have to take every order. Don't fall into DoorDash's tier status scheme because that's just their way of trying to get all the orders out, which I understand. But my time is very important, and I believe my time is worth at least $6 an order. So I will not take less than $6 for an order. And I also don't want to be driving 500 miles a day, so I also try to limit my deliveries to just one area of town. And again, if you're not paying attention or if you're not careful, DoorDash will literally send you all over town, back and forth, and that's just going to put on a lot of miles on your car. And I killed like 3 cars, literally. Like every car I've had in the last few years, I put 20, 30,000 miles on it in a very short time. And when you have a used car, 20, 30,000 miles is basically a rotation of parts, new tires, new brakes. Uh, it can be very costly, very fast. But the reason why I love DoorDash is because I can do it anywhere, anytime. I do a lot of travel. Back in 21, again, when I first got back into it, I did a nice road trip on the West Coast. I went from Texas to Nevada, all the way up to, what's that place? Seattle. And then all the way across the plains to Wisconsin and then back to Texas. So in every city, I would try doing some DoorDash. Uh, my main, once I got into it, I mainly did like I'd find a really good city, like a college town. I would stay there like Friday through Sunday, and then during the week I would travel to another area, maybe try some smaller cities. But the weekend is usually the best time to do DoorDash, so that's why I would try to be in a one spot during the weekend. But I have DoorDashed in about 35 states the last time I calculated it. DoorDash from California to Maine, from Florida to Alaska, and most places in between. And I've also DoorDashed in San Juan, Puerto Rico. Did a couple down there while I was on vacation, quote unquote. Uh, but that's the thing. It's like literally anywhere I go, I can just open up the app, and most of the time I can log on. Occasionally, if there's no room available, I can't get on, but that's very rare. So recently, my car broke down, my last car. So I ended up starting to do DoorDash on bicycle, and that actually works out pretty well. If you're in a very urban downtown area, obviously, there's most, you know, you can pretty much figure out which towns are good for bicycles, like LA, Denver, Chicago, New York. But any major downtown, you got all your restaurants and the little convenience stores that always use DoorDash. So I did bicycle for about 4 months before well, I was using these rental bikes and I kind of ran afoul with the company, and I won't get into that. But that's when I ended up having to do DoorDash on foot, which was another transition, which again, you can actually do DoorDash on foot. Um, Not every city is going to work for that as well. But LA was probably my best city so far. I was doing 150 a day, literally, just walking. Almost all my deliveries were like within 2 to 4 blocks of where I picked up. I mean, literally, half of my deliveries were probably within 2 blocks. So if you're in a very urban area like LA, downtown LA, or like New York, obviously, you can actually do DoorDash on foot. Now, I've actually done DoorDash on foot in several other cities, but Denver is actually pretty good. But actually, I didn't. In Denver, I kind of did a hybrid of the mall shuttle. That's actually very helpful. Um, the 16th Street Mall shuttle. And then also I do like the scooters, which is helpful also, in addition to the walk-in. So really, Denver is a really good city as well. San Antonio, that's kind of, it is a decent city. Miami, that was the biggest, I thought it was going to be a good city, but the downtown area is kind of divided into two areas. And then you've got your river, which is, it's like it seems like every time I was trying to get an order, it would be on the other side of the river, and then I go on the other side of the river, then they try to get me an order on the other side of the river. So it's just like, just couldn't quite get a hang of it. And see, I did also Atlanta, not the best foot city. Just wasn't getting enough orders. But I mean, the ones that I got were decent. And San Juan, Puerto Rico, I have no idea why I was doing it down there because I was actually going down there for a vacation. But yeah, San Juan was just way too spread out. So that just is not a walkable DoorDash city. But that just goes to show that once you know how to do DoorDash, you can really do it in any manner. Otherwise, you do it on car, you can do it on bicycle, you can do it on foot. If you had a hot air balloon, you could probably do it that way. But I don't see DoorDash going away anytime soon. As far as you got all those food robots. I say on my last trip, I saw a lot of those new food robots. I don't see them taking my job, not anytime soon. Especially how herky jerky they are. I saw one like stop like right in the middle of the road in downtown LA. It was there for like 3 light cycles before it decided to go again. But there's always going to be a need for that human interaction and human, what would you say, knowledge. A robot can only do so much, but but in the end, I love DoorDash. I've been doing it for 5 years now, and honestly, even if I do get another car, I'm gonna try to be as limited as possible doing DoorDash in my car because I am not gonna run another car into the ground. But now that I've experienced doing DoorDash multiple ways, I would definitely get my own bicycle so I can just slap it on my car and then just go park somewhere near downtown and just do DoorDash on bicycle 90% of the time, and then if it's bad weather or I just happen to get a really good car order, then I can go hop in my car. But if you're looking for a way to make money, whether you have a car or you got a bike or you're on foot, and one last thing is, uh, I've seen a lot of homeless people do DoorDash on bicycle and foot. So that is really awesome. And if you're really motivated to make money, you can definitely use DoorDash to your advantage. Because again, if you're in a downtown area, you don't even need to have a car. You don't need a bicycle, worst case. Worst case, you just walk. So I don't see there's any excuse not to make money with DoorDash, except unless you're a criminal, which this probably won't work out for you. But I love DoorDash. All right, good enough.